Hey, what's going on YouTube? It's time for another video. It's been so long since I've done one. I lost my GoPro, but that's time for another story. What I'm talking about today, if you couldn't tell by the title, was it's gonna be Fall from the Kamikaze album that Eminem sneakily dropped. Now, I'm not gonna be talking about the disses or anything like that because there's so many videos about it. We all know about it, like Joe Budden, Charlamagne, all the new age rappers, Lil Xan, Lil Pump, all those things. No. What I'm going to be talking about is Lord Jamar. So it's from the song Fall, and it's in the last verse. So I'm going to read out the verse that he drops and explain why this is so cool that he has done this. Where is it? Because I've got Genius open right now. Okay, so it says, and far as Lord Jamar, you better leave me the hell alone or I'll show you an Elvis clone. Walk up in this house you own, thrust my pelvic bone, use your telephone and go fetch me the remote. Put my feet up and just make myself at home. I belong here, clown. Don't tell me about the culture. I inspire the Hobsons, the Logics, the Coles, the Shawns, the K-Dots, and the 5 9s. And no, I brought the road 50 Cent. You did squat, piss and moaned, but I'm not gonna fall, bitch. So, with that, why that is so cool is because this actually stems back from an interview that Lord Jamar did, what, 3-4 years ago? Probably even more than that. A long time ago, basically. And I haven't heard every Eminem song since that interview or even heard interviews from Eminem relating to that. I don't think he really reacted to it during the time, but clearly, based on this, at the very least, it's something that he's been thinking about, that he's known about and heard about and everything. What's cool, right, is that he's reacted to it in a very Slim Shady fashion. Now, what actually happened was on an interview with DJ Vlad. Lord Jamar was on the show. It's a YouTube show. He interviews all kinds of people, musicians, artists, movie stars, producers, anything, mainly revolving around rap and hip hop and black culture, things like that. But he interviews everyone. And the question was arose of Eminem and white rappers overall being in the community. And he said, Lord Jamar said, Eminem is a guest in their house of rap. And for me, I was like, how? When, like, it's M. M is serious about his business. How is he a guest? And the reason for this is because he's a white guy. And hip-hop, or rap, R&B, all these things are black things. That's the argument that he gave, basically. And then, yeah, he's good, whatever, but he's a guest. Don't go in someone's house moving their stuff around. And that relates to him going into the house, putting his feet up, go get me the kitchen, go get me the remote. That bar there is like saying, look, I don't care what you say, I belong here. And he literally says, I belong here. I inspired all these people that these other people love. Now, you can get an argument for that and say that, all right, Logic is mixed race. So, of course, half of them is going to like him. J. Cole is mixed race. So, of course, half of them is going to like him. But it doesn't matter. At the end of the day, he has influenced these people. Hobson, black. Kendrick Lamar, black. Royce 5 9, black. So in that aspect, doesn't matter. At the core of it, he has now stated, I heard what you said, Jamar. Screw it. I don't care. I'm a boss. I know what I'm doing. I've done all these things. What did you do? Now, don't get me wrong. Lord Jamar has done stuff for the culture. So he is from a rap group from back in the day called Brand Nubian. I don't know much about them, to be perfectly honest. I only really researched them when I had watched interviews to see who this Lord Jamar dude is. And Brand Nubian did some serious stuff for the culture back in the day. I think it's like the mid '90s, all the way up into the early '90s, something like around that time scale when hip hop and so on wasn't all that popular. It wasn't as mainstream as it is now, even in comparison to the '90s and mid '90s. It was still relatively new. And he's part of that, and they did their stuff, and it was crazy that what they did. But reverting now to what has happened in the interview, a lot of people got at Lord Jamar for saying, "Hey, that's not right." Yellow Wolf, a guy that at the time, I don't know if he still is, but at the time, Yellow Wolf was signed to Eminem on Slim Shady Records, and he told him to watch his motherfucking mouth, respect him. And it was like, yo, and Lord Jamar was like, okay, whatever. But it's absolutely crazy how this has happened. And with Eminem himself, in the terms of what he's released recently, I wasn't a big fan of the last album. I think it was Revival. The songs that were released, like Walk on Water, which he references in this as well. It was a nice song, definitely a nice song, but not what I wanted from M. The song River with Ed Sheeran, great song, not what I wanted from M. And I heard he was doing an album. I was like, all right, that's cool, but where are we gonna get M from? I heard the Chloroseptic remix with 2 Chainz and Fresher. That's what I wanted. If that song was a representation of what the album's gonna be about, I'd have been there. But I haven't heard the Revival album because nothing attracted me to it. It all just seemed like if you were a different artist, I would like this album or like these songs. If say someone like Macklemore did it, that would be awesome. I'd be so happy if Macklemore had released an album, or at least the songs I heard from the album, something like that. That'd be cool. I'd want that, but it wasn't. But this one, from the diss tracks I have heard, or at least what's considered a diss track, because I don't think all of them are disses. Like the thing with Charlamagne, I don't think it's a diss. It's just him saying, you said this is how I feel about it. And that's exactly what this song is. You said these things, this is how I feel about it. Even the intro literally is that, saying, I'm going to tell you how I feel. If that's how you feel, that's how you feel. Okay, if it comes across as a diss, whatever. But at the end of the day, Eminem has proven that he still has the bars to back up people saying that he's one of the greatest. And I think for Eminem to release this album now, just like this, apparently it was on Joe Budden's birthday. I don't know. I don't think it doesn't make a difference to me, but apparently it was done. But for him to release an album like this, from what I've heard, is stating that I still have bars, you still can't mess with me. And he is one of the greatest, regardless of anything you say. Because the problem is, you get people saying, oh, because he's white, that's why he gets so much love. Well, yeah, that is why. From all communities, that's definitely why. But also because he is white, that's why he gets so much hate. His color for him in the terms of the hip hop community, rap community, black culture, all these types of things, it's double-edged sword. Double-edged sword. Because with him being white, it's like, well, yeah, that's why he got a lot of sales, because you're probably going to get more white people that are listening to his music because they visually can relate to him. And you're going to get a lot of black people listening to him because like, yo, it's this white guy that is rapping like that. What's going on? Cool, let me listen. But on the other side, you're going to get white people that are not listening to him because he's white. It's like, well, why is he doing this kind of music? And then you're going to get black people for the same exact reason saying, well, what's this white guy doing? He shouldn't be doing it. No, I'm going to listen. Clearly, the former is the one that worked out most for him. But on the other side, people often say, oh, if he was black, he wouldn't be as popular. That may very well be the case. But on the other side of that argument, you can also say, if he was black, people would not be doubting why he's considered one of the greats. Because if you look at it, Eminem's catalog, as in from when he first started, don't get me wrong, Infinite is an album I've never heard. I've only ever heard pretty much negative things about it. But the point is, from Infinite up until this album, the majority of his albums, amazing albums, at least the ones that I've heard. I haven't heard all of them. I'm not that big an Eminem fan, to be perfectly honest with you. But I've heard Marshall Mathers LP, Slim Shady, Eminem Show, Encore, Relapse, Recovery. All those albums are actually really good. They're good in their own right. Some of them not really for me. Such albums like, say, I think Recovery, which has Not Afraid on there. It was okay. All right. It was an okay album. But then we've got Marshall Mathers LP 2. That album harkens back to Marshall Mathers because they've got the same name as the sequel. And a lot of them are, the songs have references to that. And it's amazing the way he's done it. But regardless of that, if we're talking about just actual skill, never mind his albums, his skill in the sense of his wordplay, off the charts. I do not know, at the very least, a mainstream rapper, in the terms of, when I say mainstream, I mean popular, that everyone knows the name of. Like, everyone knows the name of Drake. Everyone knows the name of Kendrick, J. Cole, Tech Nine. All these people, everyone knows the name. So when I say mainstream, that's what I'm referring to. I don't think there's one mainstream rapper that has the technical wordplay that Eminem has. Not one. Don't get me wrong. I'm pretty sure it's out there. I just haven't heard it. But I don't think there's one. If you talk about storytelling, nah. He's definitely not the top storyteller or even one of the top storytellers. You've got other artists for that. I don't think Eminem would ever say he is a storyteller. Now, I don't know Eminem. Of course I don't. Otherwise, I probably wouldn't be making these kinds of YouTube videos. But the point is, I don't think he refers to himself in that manner. He is a great lyricist. His content is amazing. I don't think he's ever had a song with particularly bad content. Maybe not what you want. Definitely not what you want. There are songs like 3 a.m. The content of that is not what I want, but the wordplay on it is amazing. The content of that is really cool in the terms of what it is. Songs like Without Me, the content of that is, it's interesting, it's cool, it's a stupid song, but it's fun and the beat's heavy, it's cool. But his lyrical wordplay, amazing. I don't think anyone's going to touch him on that. In the terms of the disses that he does, and when he goes at everyone, I don't think it's like, oh, I don't like this person when he goes at someone. That's how he got his fame. He went at everyone from boy bands to the Disney kids, from Christina Aguilera, Britney Spears. He went at everyone, literally everyone. Politicians, Michael Jackson. I think he even went at Roseanne at one part ages ago. Bill Clinton. Like, everyone got it at some point or another, especially when he was in his prime. And now he's showing, dudes, I still got it. You wanna challenge me? And I don't think there's anyone that will dare challenge Eminem to a straight off diss rap album. Maybe some of the newer ones that have a lot of clout right now and they're really popular and they're popping. But if they do, I don't think it would probably be career ending for them, because the game is very different to what it was before. But if they do, I don't think it's really going to damage Eminem either, because he's got what he needs. He's got his empire. He's got Slim Shady Records. He's got Shade 4-5. He's got what he needs. All he's doing right now is making his music that he wants to make. I don't think Revival was what he wanted to make. I think that was very much a studio industry label album saying, hey, we need to get one of these out, get something contemporary, get something that's like easy on the ear. And this album's like, nah, this is the album that I want, and it just blew it out. And I think what's great about that is that now, because it's just blown out, it would up the sales, it'll do that, and people are like, oh, M's back, let me listen to this. It should get more people in on it, more so than Revival did, because the marketing campaign for that was cool. It was really smart the way they had that. But this one, just dropping albums, and I think Kendrick did it with an untitled one. Beyonce did it a couple years ago, maybe last year, I can't remember. And all these people, when you drop albums that people aren't expecting, it creates that word of ear buzz. And there are very few things that are better than word of mouth buzz. And this is doing it. I mean, it's had how many streams and sales in the span of what, just over 24 hours now? I think it was midnight Thursday. And it's had a day to get up in there. And I still haven't even listened to the album. But let me go back to the main point of this with Lord Jamar. I don't believe Eminem is a guest in the House of Music, because he respects the history of what he does, which is rap, which is hip hop, which is effectively, as it's called, black culture. He always shows respect to the people who showed him influence, or rather who gave him influence, where he gets it from. So that's going to be Nas, that's going to be AZ, that's going to be Cool G Rap, even a bit of Slick Rick. All these rappers that started around it, that got popular or whatever in the 80s, he puts respect on their name. And I don't think you can really ask for more than that. You've got so many rappers out now that don't do that. Even old school rappers from like the 90s and the early 2000s, they don't have that same type of respect, but Eminem does. So to say that he is a guest in the house of rap, I personally think that is just absolutely wrong. What I did appreciate with Lord Jamar, though, was that although he said he prefers this rapper, that rapper, blah, 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 all these rappers are better than Eminem, I think he was basing that on a different criteria of this, and this, and this, such as his lyrical content and so on. And a lot of it, he said he can't relate to it, which is absolutely right. He probably can't relate to it, and that's fine. But to say that he's not good and he's not one of the greatest, that's crazy to me. But what he did say was Eminem is better than him. And this was the third interview where that topic came up, and I say eventually, I don't think it was, oh, he eventually said it like, oh, I admit it, blah, blah, blah. I think he was making a point of saying, Eminem isn't one of the greatest. I'm not being a hater, but he's not one of the greatest. These people are better than him, as far as my opinion goes, but he is a better rapper than me. And I respect that kind of honesty, because the songs I did here, I feel that Eminem's better than him. But the game is very different from when Brand Nubian was around to now. Or even at Eminem's early career, because it spans a lot of years. And like I said, I respect that he said that, because it's honesty, and that's what you need right now in every genre of music or movies or whatever. It's honesty. When people say, I don't like this, why? But I think this, and this. Cool. Either way, dudes, that was kind of a rambly one because I just heard it and I just got it out. What else is there? I got stuff on Instagram. I post on there pretty much every day. I've got IGTV on there as well, where I do other reviews, which you probably see a prequel, effectively like the raw version of this review. So go check that out. I'll leave links in the description box below. If you could leave a like, if you could subscribe, that'd be awesome. It really shows your support. Please hit that notification bell because it lets you know when I do videos, which I do weekly. Although I have missed them recently because I haven't had a GoPro, but I'm looking at getting back to it because this is actually on my phone. So hopefully this does come out really well. Yeah. Anyways, dudes, I still don't have a sign off. So, peace.